Greetings, beautiful friends. Happy Monday to you. I trust you had a lovely weekend and are really feeling these potent energies we are stepping into. Welcome to the month of March. Here we are with our usual Monday check-in and our inner compass forecast for the week ahead. And wowzers, this is such a powerful time. What we are being affected by with the moon phase is we have the full moon in the sign of Virgo and a lunar eclipse. Now, the lunar eclipse, this is closing that eclipse window or eclipse doorway. Some people say doorway, some people say window. But what this is we've just come through a 2-week period of really getting in touch with our soul's wisdom, with our truth, with our inner guidance. So with this full moon in the sign of Virgo and the lunar eclipse, this is like the hugest, brightest light being shone upon who we are. So this is a time to really get in touch with your truth, with your authentic nature. All too often we get too caught up in doing the shoulds or the have tos, or maybe we put up a filter or a mask. This is a time that none of that gets to hide anymore. So really feel into what's working for you and what's not. This is a time of really allowing this sense of being of service, being the spiritual being that we all are. This is a time to recalibrate, to step up as you truly are. There's such powerful energies around. Like I said, nothing gets to hide anymore. And so as we navigate these times, oh, did I say that this is happening tomorrow? We're already immersing in this energy. So really look at or allow your own body. This wisdom comes from our body. Our body knows. Our bodies are so wise. However, we've been too conditioned, collectively, we've been a wee bit too conditioned to listen to the chattering of our minds and the woulda, coulda, shoulda and the looking outward. This is a time to really get in touch with what is your soul's guidance? What is your heart rhythm? Are you walking forward to the rhythm and the beat of your own guidance? And just take a wee breath with me right now. Just put your hand on your heart. One hand or both hands. You can even put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly and just really land here, right here. And the other part around all of this, so we're being really inspired and really guided to be authentic, to be guided, to tell ourselves the truth about ourselves, but to get grounded and really allow the wisdom of our bodies to guide us. That's what this inner compass idea is about. We all have access to that intuitive guidance. But if we get too caught up in comparisons and judgment, or sometimes even allowing somebody else's opinion to filter or to change how we make decisions or what directions we take, this is a time to, and actually it's really funny that I'm saying that because there's been a vibe that I've been tapping into of late of just really recognizing I am not everybody's cup of tea. You are not everybody's cup of tea. However, now we've said that, it's time to really calibrate to your truth. Loving and being compassionate and taking ownership, authorship, responsibility for your choices. And sometimes that means sitting quietly by yourself. Sometimes that means saying, no, I'm going to go that way. Everybody else is going this way, but I'm going this way because it's the right choice for me. Feel into that. Allow that guidance to come through for you. So take a nice deep breath. If anything that I say on these sessions trigger you, confuse you, discombobulate you, and you need a wee bit more guidance or support or clarification, just put it in the comments below or message me directly. My aim with these is, if this resonates with you, allow it to let you drop into your own wisdom and allow that to be your compass, your inner guidance. So now let's shift gears and we're going to start pulling some cards. So with this idea of the full light of the full moon shining on who you are, who you say you are, and who you really are, you want to make them align. So sometimes this may mean that a belief or a pattern or habit or something that you feel like you have to do, maybe it's time to let it go. So that's what I said a moment ago, is that this is a time to take forward that which is working with you, for you, that which is in alignment, and then let go of that which is not. So the first deck of cards that we use for these sessions is my letting go guidance system. So let's see what card's going to come up to just help us. Actually, there's two cards came up. Well, that's not really surprising, is it, with the potency of this? So the first one that's come up is anger or resentment. Where does that show up? Is there, and that can be internal or external, anger or resentment. Time to just see, is that, sometimes I think of anger as, can you use that as fire in your belly to say, enough of that, I'm not going this way, I'm not doing that way? Or is it something that's kind of festering and bubbling up underneath the surface that's like, no, you know what, that's actually not part of my truth. So follow that and allow that to be let go. And then the other one that came up, like I said, two came up, it's the connection that no longer serves. So that's very powerful. That's that whole piece around the Virgo eclipse and full moon, is that maybe that actually, the realization of, gosh, I thought that connection was uplifting and vibing, but it's not. So just, this is again about trusting and telling yourself the truth. Take a nice deep breath. And as we're just taking a nice deep breath and just settling into this moment, I'm now going to pull a tarot card. See what tarot wisdom wants to come through to help guide us. Oh, this is a good one. It's the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, so swords in the tarot deck is about thinking. Now, when we're dropping into being our authentic nature, we are choosing the thoughts that align with the sovereignty of who we truly are. And with that being a queen energy, this is the other part around what we're being guided into, is to bring into balance our own masculine and feminine natures. The masculine nature, it doesn't matter if we're male or female, we all have masculine and feminine. Or if it makes it easier to access that for you, it's the being and doing. The being aspect of you is the feminine, and the doing aspect is the masculine. So with that Queen of Swords, she doesn't allow thoughts that deplete her or that drain her. She's very concise, very, very directed, but she also follows the guidance of her heart. So feel into that, and maybe that's going to help you with that idea of letting go of anger or resentment, or letting go of a connection that no longer serves who you have become or who you are becoming. So weaving that together. And like I say, if this is bringing something up for you that you need a wee bit more support or guidance, just let me know. But now I'm going to pull 3 of the Healing with the Angels cards to help us navigate, choose, orchestrate the truth of who we are and allow it to guide us. Oh, these are beautiful cards that have come up for us on this one. The first one is abundance. We are all abundant. Sometimes that means that we need to just sit and acknowledge and be at peace with what we have, rather than thinking, oh, I have to keep doing more, or I have to keep bringing in more or calling in more. Really allowing what you have where you're at. And maybe that's about acknowledging and being grateful and accessing your inner child. So that actually, I like that came up too, because inner child, that's the truth of you, your inner wisdom, your little, I said a moment ago about this Virgo energy is maybe going to help you get really in touch with who you are at the core and who you say you are to the world. Listen to your inner voice, listen to that inner child, and help it inform you, and maybe help it speak to you through the signals of your own body, of your own intuitive wisdom coming through. And then also, always remember, we are always surrounded by huge amounts of blessings. Actually, now that I see that card, it reminds me of one of my favorite affirmations. And try this one on for size 2, because this might actually help you with navigating these times and the choices. But my favorite affirmation is, I believe anything is possible and miracles are happening now. And sometimes that can actually help us if we use that and repeat it to ourselves. Is a beautiful way to calm your nervous system if you've got some form of discombobulation, or even some form of connection that doesn't serve you, or some form of resentment. Just come in and use that affirmation and hand over your heart. So beautiful, friends. Just about ready to wrap this one up, send you off into this auspicious week ahead. And like I said, if you need more guidance, just let me know. But I'm just shuffling my Liberate Your Inner Truth. This is very potent this week. This is about the collective, about all of us, collectively and individually. Of course, when we want to see something in the collective, we must start here first. And so if you want to see calmness and connection and peace and ease and thriving and abundance outside of you, in the world around you, you must cultivate that here first. And the best way to do that is to get really clear on what is your inner truth, and allow that to inform you, to guide you, to be your sort of North Star, if you like. And so let's see which one of these wants to come up for us today. Well, this is a good one. It's I am mindful. I am mindful. Being mindful allows us to really get the guidance from our intuition and from our body. So let me read this out to you. Mindfulness involves acceptance, meaning that I pay attention to my thoughts and feelings without judging them, without believing that there is a right or wrong way to think or feel in any given moment. That's actually a really beautiful way to sum up the energies that we've stepped into. We're already stepped into this. May it serve you well. And like I said, if you need a wee bit more support or guidance or clarification, just let me know. I wish you a superb week ahead, and I'll be back again with you next Monday. Much love to you, my dear.